Howdy. I'm going to explain the target activity. Okay, hopefully you'll get a full explanation in class, but if not, here we go. You're going to take this graph paper and you're going to put it on the floor. You're going to hold your pencil or your pen or your crayon or whatever at your nose. No bending the knees. Okay, so yeah, I know we're all different heights. It might not be perfectly fair, but that's the way it's going to be. No bending your knees. All right. And of course, that's the technique they use in the Olympics for this. All right. And you're going to drop your pencil. Okay. Now, if your pencil does not land on the graph paper, just pick it up and redrop again. Okay. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going to miss it again. All right. Notice mine, because I used what do I want to say here? One of these kinds of pencils. It kind of made a hole, and that's okay, and no problems, right? Now, this did not land on the corner of a grid. It's kind of a bummer, right? You're going to take the closest one. So this one to me is landing right here. So I'm going to put the dot right there and count that. So that's 2, -4. So when I write down my coordinates, and you'll be writing it on the sheet. I know it says parachute jump, but this is our target activity. You'll be writing 2, -4. If we're in class, you would have a partner. But if you're watching this video, you weren't in class and didn't get a partner. So I am your partner. So you will use my numbers, which I will post. And if I don't have them posted, you're going to remind me to post them in Google Classroom. So these are my drop numbers. You would put yours right here. You would be the second column. Okay, notice how I say Mrs. Tally, and then I have you. All right, so you would put your coordinate there, and then of course you drop again, drop again, drop again, until you have all the numbers into your chart like this. Okay? Now, the whole idea is, because we're studying distance formula, is to see if you can get the closest distance to my numbers. To do that, on these first 5, you are going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? A squared plus b squared equals c squared, which means the first one has a -6, 2. So I'm actually going to draw that, and it's totally okay to draw on your paper. -6, 2. All right. So I've got one dot right here and one dot down here. And what you're going to do is make a triangle and use Pythagorean theorem. So you can go up and over or over and down, depending on, I guess, how you want to look at it. Okay? So there's my up and over, or over and down, or however you want to look at it. So then this is like my A value. I'm going to count. It looks like I have 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think this has 8 squares. All right. I'm writing in pencil, maybe not my wisest choice. This is the 8. This is a 6. And that might darn well be backwards for you. Take my word for it. It's an 8 and a 6. So you would do Pythagorean theorem to find the distance between these 2 points. Okay, so you're going to do 8 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. And that's where you're going to do the work, right here. If you need a separate sheet of paper, attach it or whatever, but or you can have 2 sheets of paper when you turn things into Google Classroom, that's fine. So you would have your 8 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. If you're having trouble with this, make sure you leave the c in the problem so you're always solving for c. All right, and then you'll get your answer, of course. And that's the distance between these. Oh, it says length of side A, length of side B. This is where your 8 and your 6 come into play. Okay, so these first five problems, you're using Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and on those first 5, you will have had marks like this on your paper. Okay, now every once in a while we get a drop, hold on, that does this. Let me write in pen so you can see it. Okay, you get a point right here and a point right here. They're in the same line. And then you can't quite make a little up and a down and an over and across. And then you're like, there's no triangle to be made. Unlike this other one where you're trying to make that right triangle this way, right? This one, you can't do it. It's almost like a freebie in a way. You won't even have to show me any math. You can just say, oh my gosh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 points or 4 units. And I'm okay with that. Okay. That might happen once or twice, but that does not happen like 6 times on this activity. Okay. So you would still put, you wouldn't have any work. Sorry. You wouldn't have any work on length of side A, no work on length of side B, and you could just put the distance 4. Nice. Okay, so that's the first 5. And the second 5, once again, I have my numbers. You're going to, keep popping, dropping your pencil there, except now I have right in the distance formula. So you're going to do your distance formula work. And again, if you need to put on a separate sheet of paper, that's fine. Just make sure you attach it into Google Classroom. That's where that goes. Okay, and then whatever your final distance is, we're good. Okay, everything in here, let me write that at the top of this paper, needs to be rounded to the nearest 10th. That's 1 decimal place. So to the nearest 10th. I have a feeling that's backwards for you, but I'm saying 10th, right? All right, then you're going to take the average, all 10 of these, and you're going to put your answer down here in this spot. So on average, how far were your drops away from my drops? Okay, and that's what you're trying to figure out using distance formula, and up here you're doing 5 tries with Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and then I kind of do a little class competition to see, oh my gosh, you were the closest, either to me or closest to your partner. Okay, so I think that covers the ultimate understanding of what you need to do here, some basic directions. If you have any questions, let me know. And of course, it should be, now that you kind of have an idea of what you're doing, should be straightforward. But if you have any other questions, of course, let me know. All right. Have a little tiny bit of fun with that one. Bye.